What's up, everybody? Dom of X back on the microphone. Comic Releases Assistant Editor and Near Mint Condition Project Manager, and today I've got a review of Ultimate Spider-Man number 6 for you, so stay tuned for the 4th episode of Dom Reads Ultimate Spider-Man. Yes, I am skipping an episode of Ultimate Spider-Man because I wanted to put this out. Issues 5 and 6 and the coverage of those will be uploaded either sometime this weekend or next week. I am pre-recording a bunch of videos right before I head out to go camping. So I've got a whole lot to pack in. I'm literally grinding right before I have to mail in my things and pack my bags. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope that you enjoy this specific episode. And again, lots of things upcoming this weekend, but for all of you who aren't interested in that and want to just hear me voice my opinions out on this comic book, let's go ahead and credit all of the creators who did this wonderful comic. Jonathan Hickman on the script, the illustrations by Marco Cicchetto, Matt Wilson on the colors, Corey Pettit on lettering, and of course Will Moss, the executive editor of the brand new Ultimate Universe. Jay Bowen on the designs and assists by Michelle Marchese. I cannot say her last name for the life of me. But this is the same creative team that was on the first 3 issues of Ultimate Spidey. And again, I decided to do a review of 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 just because it made sense along with the plot point. And then at the end of the episode, I will hark and give you my final thoughts on the full arc of Ultimate Spider-Man. So to start off, we've got a flashback. We got a flashback in this specific story, and we find out that Peter Parker is beat to a pulp by something. And obviously, the rest of the Parkers don't know what the heck just happened. If your husband came home, you're like, say you're a housewife, or maybe, you're the head of the family, head honcho, and your husband comes home and he's in batters. I would personally be rushing to make sure that A, my husband's okay, and B, what on earth just happened, right? Because sometimes, you get into bar fights. Maybe someone mugs you. We don't know what these things are, right? So obviously you want to get into the grind of it. Like if it were me and say my parents are asking me what happened and I was a superhero or trying to be a superhero, I guarantee you I don't think I would survive even eating one bite of a dinner, breakfast, whatever it might be, whenever the mugging happened. I also love that May is just like, I love that she stops herself. That's so cute. That's such a cute panel. I also adore that Cicchetto's back on it because, again, the landscapes and the perspectives are a lot fresher when he's on board than Messina. Maybe that's probably why they didn't get to Ultimate Spider-Man 4 and 5 so quick, because he doesn't draw it. But then again, I was way behind on the series. So that episode, I promise, will come out. Episode 3 will come out, and I'll be able to talk about Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate, etc. Maybe I'll make a whole 4.5 or episode 5 where I talk about all of the Ultimate books and what my thoughts are on them. That is going to be decided on later. Right now, we've got Harry and Peter fighting with each other for the first-ish time in the series. And of course, we got the reveal of Wilson Fisk not too long ago. Issue 1 were revealed that he's doing something with the Daily Bugle, and we are not sure of what is going on, but we figure out that, well, he needs to be stopped because he ain't a good guy. We see quickly. I also have to say, I love it when artists draw the Spidey sense. I don't know. This was... I hate bringing it back to the MCU because I just hate doing that because I know it's not a comic book, but that was one of my icks with, like, Peter just didn't have the Spidey sense presence enough, even though, yeah, they did show it, but it wasn't prevalent. I love how he just stops and shakes when he realizes that something is going on. And again, it's the whole fight. It's a flashback, but it's well done. It's well done, and we get to see Peter and Harry, what their dynamics are like, continuing to flesh out their two worlds together. It's well done, and it's awesome. Gosh, I sincerely miss Kaketo. This whole entire spread page, the fighting scene, the little itty bits just make me gush in awe of how wonderful an artist he is, and what I like. This is what I was loving in the brand new era of Spider-Man. This is what I was loving in the Daredevil days of Kaketo. Obviously, with first Mark Waid on the Punisher crossover, and then later with Chip Zdarsky, obviously. But the whole fight scene is pretty much, yes, it is a reveal that Peter Parker is now revealing his identity to his parents. And I was actually surprised too, because this was a much quicker read than some of the other issues. It felt sort of Bendis-y, if even that. I know the Hickman and Bendis sort of come from the same. This will read better in trade than if you do in singles, but because I'm just loving the atmosphere that has been set in the Ultimate Universe, I don't really mind it as much as other creators. And obviously we get the MJ reveal that, yeah, she's not mad, she just wishes that she would have known sooner. And honestly, with your family, and I love the implications of this, how it's going to possibly affect them if, say, Kingpin figures out it's Peter, or if anything else comes of concern, because you don't want your family in danger. But at the same time, it's that whole entire question of does you revealing your identity make it better or worse for the people around you, right? And who should hold that secret? In this case, obviously, with how well versed and it seems tight the entire Parker family is, I think they should have definitely gotten the opportunity to know. And obviously, like, May slipping in was not well timed on their part. But it's a great 180 and difference from the way that Ultimate Spider-Man gets revealed to pretty much everyone, because a lot of people knew his identity, right? And that's been Bendis' shtick, I think, for a lot of superhero comics, especially the ones that are more grounded or, underneath the whole pipeline of the Stark and big grandiose stuff that he was doing in Avengers, Secret Invasion, etc. But I don't mind superhero reveals at all. I think it gives storytellers the opportunity to tell and show exactly how they're going to go about their lives if someone else knew what their whole entire persona is underneath the mask in a different life. It's sort of like the whole living between two different lives, right? Obviously now you have Peter as the superhero and Peter the the dad who has a family to take care of. I think it's wonderful that we get to see some dialogue and some conversations between them and their family. And obviously the last shot reveal before we get to the second arc of Ultimate Spider-Man and the rest of the series. And the big one, which already came out, Ultimates #1, which I hope to do a review of someday. Now, my final thoughts on the arc, and maybe I'll do another short episode of, again, me talking about, because I've read Ultimate Black Panther, read Ultimate X-Men, read the first issue of Ultimate, so obviously I'm enjoying the content that the creators at the 6160 universe have been doing. But yeah, let's talk about this arc for a bit, because I obviously enjoyed it. I wouldn't be pulling singles of this if I wasn't. And I now seldom pull singles because I'm switching everything over to collected edition reviews, mainly because, yes, I work for Nearman Condition and Comic Releases, and we obviously hold collected editions there. So the singles game is stopping for me a bit until I pick it up at some point when I'm not completely burned out on the idea. Wonderful series. Obviously, this is I think a story that Hickman has been waiting to tell for the last couple of years and just hasn't, partly because of whether it's Marvel editorial telling him no on certain things with X-Men and him eventually leaving. I remember him pitching the idea for a story with T'Challa and Aurora having a kid, and them just saying like, yeah, we can't have that, like him getting raised in the world that he and Dodderman did in the Giant Size X-Men issues, which were supposed to be annuals, but because of marketing they were changed to Giant Size issues. It's all a mess, but it's really cool to just get Jonathan back in ongoing again, because I haven't had that singular notion for a very, very long time. I think the one, if I had to nitpick anything about the series that I don't enjoy, there are two things. The first is that Kakero doesn't draw this off. Obviously, whenever I decide to release episode 3, which will cover these issues 4 and 5, I'll have to talk about that, but because we're not at that point, I can't do that. So that is unfortunately, that's just, again, it's not going to happen until we make it happen. But the second thing, and the main thing I actually want to nitpick, is it has the exact same pacing as his Avengers run, at least so far. Now, obviously, we knew what Avengers was going to turn out to be, right? Avengers was this long, sprawling epic that was just this gradual crescendo as we start off from learning about the Gardeners and these brand new characters that Hickman's introducing to this is the final incursion. This is Secret Wars. This is the end of the world and the end of all worlds. But the remnants of what that piece is and what it looks like, obviously now we're here, right? But it's paced the same way, and some things happened obviously in some issues, but issue 6 was a flashback issue. This was a flashback issue to explain Peter Parker getting his identity revealed. It doesn't push, like, there was no J. Jonah Jameson. There wasn't any bits of that. Like, you get pieces of it, obviously, in issues 4 and 5 when we're revealed with certain characters, etc., and the hidden story and fleshing out the universe more after Ultimate Invasion. But I think the whole notion of this is just like we're going at a little bit of a snail's pace here. I would like to get some of that picked up in the future. And there's nothing wrong with slow pacing. Like, it's not immune. Like, I'm not immune to that as someone who adores Hickman's work and what he's done at both Marvel and Image. It's just that I wish that we could get a bit of a roll on, so to speak. But if everything else is fantastic, this is, I think, the Spider-Man book that all of us have been waiting for. And I literally became a huge Spider-Man fan not too long ago. Thanks again. Shout out to my friend Justin, who picked me up with all of the Spidey recommendations from the Silver Age and on. I want to thank Court Carpenter for also doing the same. And my good bud Jules, who also egged me on to read some Silver Age. And now I'm just a big Spidey fan. I love this character. I love Peter Parker. I love what he represents in the Marvel Universe. And I can't wait to see what other heroics that he's going to be able to combat and push on as the Ultimate Universe rages. This is a story, again, I've been waiting for a long time. I'd love to do a review of other books. Like, I think Gods is definitely up there, is going to be near there, because I have all the singles for that too. But again, I'm just not pulling as much just because I've been burnt out on buying single issues. And again, it's nothing against single issues. It's actually even nothing against like collected editions either. I think I'm just at the point where I want to read cool stuff and be able to experience it without some of the internet toxicity, and also toxicity into myself. Like it's somewhat gotten to a point for me where I'm just out. But I love making. I mean, I've been on the grind ever since the summer started, getting YouTube videos out, and I have something cool and up and prepared for both video format and also something really cool that I have an announcement to make once I'm finished running it all through. Once I get all the details, I will let you guys know. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble about Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man, Hiketo's Ultimate Spider-Man, Messina's Ultimate Spider-Man, Matt Wilson, everyone else on this tremendous book. Be sure to like if you haven't yet for this video, and subscribe if you're brand new. Click on that notification bell so you know whenever I upload Ultimate Spidey videos and everything else on my channel. That's going to be it. Once again, you be you, stay safe, and have a great rest of the day wherever you are.